Let's talk about Antonio Conte, of course, confirmed today as the new coach of Spurs. Gab, it's the first time we've really had a chance to speak to you about this decision. What do you make of it overall?
You know what? I think this is 100% Antonio Conte betting on himself. And I say this because, A, it's an 18-month contract. We always hear about, oh, well, no, it undermines the manager if it's a short-term contract. Well, he's like, fine, I'll take 18 months, and I'm going to make these players better than they are because I believe in myself. And then it's Daniel Levy, and it's Spurs, right? Well, the narrative on Conte has always been, we need a project, we need massive investment. He left Juventus, he left Chelsea, he left Inter. Why? Because the club either didn't want to spend or didn't want to spend enough or couldn't spend in Inter's case. And so he's like, oh, you don't match my ambition, I'm going to leave. Well, now he's at a club which really hasn't spent a lot of money, a club that lost a ton of money during the pandemic, an owner who does not have a reputation for spending. So he may say, oh, I was impressed by Mr. Levy's enthusiasm, blah, 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 great things. But he knows in his heart of hearts that it's highly unlikely that Daniel Levy is going to go out and spend $200 million on this club. I think at best, maybe he'll get something for Kane if Kane goes in the summer, and then a few more things. So he's going to have to work on this, make these players better. I just remind you, he's done this before. After he left Juventus, Euro 2016, he took over the Italian national team, probably the worst, least talented Italian national side in 50, 60 years, and he did exceptionally well with them. They reached the quarterfinals. They lost to Germany on penalties. So I wonder if he's just betting on himself that he can do that with this group of players.
If I'm a Spurs fan, Shaka, everything Gab said is absolute music to my ears. It's exactly what you want to hear.
Absolutely.
Are you buying it?
Yes, I am, because Antonio Conte's record stacks up, and it sells exactly what Gab is speaking of there. And if you're Spurs, and maybe given the history of the club and discussions around projects and building for the long term, and you kind of recognize that hasn't delivered any silverware, and then you've had these latest appointments in Jose Mourinho, etc., in an effort to just lift silverware. This is where you are now, and I think this excites you. You've kind of endured the long haul without any reward. Now you want to see something come back. As far as winning managers in the game today, there are a few more so than Antonio Conte. As a Spurs fan, you're excited by this. Absolutely.
Let's be honest about it. You know, nothing against the guy. He did a great job at Wolves, and maybe just the wrong timing for him. But Nuno Espirito Santo and Antonio Conte. Yeah, in terms of coaching, it's chalk and cheese. So, and as I said earlier, he's going to put the biggest boot he's got on and kick them in the backside in training. There's going to be shape, coaching, training field, no stone left unturned. How can I get the best out of Harry Kane, even if it's just short term? How can I put a smile on his face? Might go to a back three. How do I get balls into the box, crosses from a striker? If it's the counter-attack, how do I use the pace of Son? He's going to be working in all of that. And if he can't get a tune out of this Tottenham side, short term, I'm not sure there's many who actually can.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN+.